Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Dom, aka KT2, coming back to you guys again for another video. So what I'm gonna talk about today is drill sergeants returning to AIT, AIT Advanced Individual Training, which is basically the Army's follow-on school after basic training, not including OSIT for MP and infantry and things like that. So I'm just gonna briefly talk about that. So in AIT, what soldiers do is they actually learn their job, right? And also keep this in mind. So since I'm an officer, I'm a little removed from that whole dynamic, right? I've never been to AIT, but I have been to basic training, and I've been to all my basic training was 12 weeks, all 12 weeks of that. That wonderful knowledge and just gaining experience I felt. It was just the greatest experience of my life. Wow, tons of smiles and rainbows and doves were just flying during basic training. I do have a sense of what a drill sergeant's like, you know. I experienced getting smoked and called private, and it sucked. I mean, it didn't suck. It was an amazing experience. I learned a lot. So basically what I'm saying, guys, is like, I know what it was like to be in basic training, so I have an interesting view on the topic, if you know what I'm saying. So when you see a drill sergeant, you think of like the top-notch standards and discipline, and the top-notch, like they know everything when it comes to everything. BRM, CBurn, drill and ceremony. You think of like, and then you also think of the yelling and the smoking. That's what I think of when I think of drill sergeants. Every time I see a drill sergeant, I get PTSD from basic training, which is actually kind of funny. You don't really think of AIT. I think when I think of an AIT platoon sergeant, when I see those guys, like they don't strike me as like, you know, I'm about to smoke the dog piss out of you, you know? They strike me as, I'm teaching you your job. You're out of basic training and you're transitioning over into real Army, you know? And as an officer, you know, any officer, our main job, like our first thought is take care of soldiers, right? So the first thing I thought of when I read that was like, hey, you know, what about the soldiers' morale? How are they gonna feel? But the only real soldiers' morale that's going to be affected are the AIT students right now that are in AIT. Those are the students that they're going to be like, wait, what? But the soldiers that, or the future soldiers that aren't in AIT right now, this will be all they know, if that makes any sense, you know? They don't know that there was never any platoon sergeants in AIT. There was just drill sergeants. So here's what I'm saying. Somebody that's coming in, they'll see a drill sergeant in basic, they'll see a drill sergeant in AIT, and then they'll move out into the force, right? No more drill sergeants. But then you have somebody who's that's been to basic training, that's in AIT right now, that gets a drill sergeant. They'll be like, oh man, what is this mess? Like, thought I was a grown-up, I thought I was good. So they won't really be affected. I mean, it's only going to be briefly that these soldiers in AIT will be affected. So all in all, what I'm saying is I don't think it's a bad thing. I think the Army gets a lot of flack for being softer. It's a softer Army now. And what they could be doing now is they could be doing something to try and, it's not to remedy the softness, but I do hear that the soldiers moving into the regular force aren't as disciplined as they should be. And back in the day, they used to actually have drill sergeants in AIT until they moved to platoon sergeants. And so and by the way, these platoon sergeants, I was so confused about how you could be, okay, I'm teaching AIT, then I'm gonna go back to drill sergeant academy in a couple days, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be a drill sergeant. But what I learned is that the platoon sergeants, actually when you're becoming a platoon sergeant, you go to drill sergeant academy and you're going through the same things, but platoon sergeants like split off and they learn something different than drill sergeants. So they essentially learn like the same stuff. So when the platoon sergeants are coming back and doing a conversion course, it's like a 10 or I think it's like 10 to 12 day conversion course, it's okay, you know, it makes sense. But I was like confused, like, wait, how are you gonna go back and do that? Like, what part of the game is that? You know? But I mean, as officers, can we really have a say in that? You know? Can we really have a say in drill sergeants, you know? Are we really allowed to have a say in that? Because vast majority of officers, not me, but the vast majority of officers are ROTC in West Point, right? Most of them I've never seen I've never had to get that, see this hand. No, this is that hand. If you've seen this hand, if you, bam, that's like, it's like a gunshot comes at you. It's like, brah. Have you seen this hand if you've been to basic training? And most officers have never had to see that hand. Most officers have never had to deal with that campaign hat, at least in a non-officer way. But I don't know. Seeing those, right now I'm at, right now where I'm at, like, it's AIT land, right? Because I'm still going through all my schools. I'm finishing up regular school. And I don't know, when I see a drill sergeant, I'm probably gonna catch PTSD. Just, wait, what? What? Yes, drill sergeant. No, I'm just playing, so. It's all fun and games, guys, but all in all, I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move. I know it's not gonna be crazy because there's still the privileges and things you get at AIT, you know? There's still privileges, still things they can do. So it's not gonna be terribly bad. As long as it's not, I feel like when you're in basic training, it's basic training. When you're in AIT, you're in AIT. You know, you're supposed to be transitioning over into the real army. I think they're just, like they said, they're just doing it to instill more discipline into the soldiers that are moving out into the force. And plus they're still learning their job, you know? It's not like you're just learning basic soldier skills. So anyway, my name is Dom, KT2. If you have any questions or comments, concerns, you can hit me up on Snapchat at Klop95, KLOP95, or Instagram at KidThunder2, KIDTHNDR2. And like I always like to say at the end of all my videos, don't live the same year 75, 80, 85, 90 times and then try and call it a life, and then try and call it a life, and then try and call it a life. My name is Dom, and I'm out of here, guys. Peace.